Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So, I know I'm actually a little bit louder than normal because well, this episode, I'm looking at my notes and I realized I didn't even really write that much. I didn't write that much because there really wasn't a lot that actually happened, except for towards the end. And I think that was kind of the best part for two reasons. One, it was the end. And judging by my voice, you can tell how much I dislike this episode. And two, well, something happened towards the end. So, yeah, let's get to it. Sammy, well, she acted like Sammy. She acted like Sammy towards when she walked in the room. I hate when this shit jumps. When she walked in the room with Will and seriously, when she walked in the room with Will and Allie, she just annoyed the hell out of me. I'm trying to not use the B word so much, but with Sammy, it's getting a little tough. So she walked in there, and the first thing she was sitting there talking about was, oh, I can't believe we went to the wedding. You know, he's a murderer. He's this, he's that, he's a third. I'm like, okay, seriously? Lady, like, really? And, you know, listen, for the fans that like Sammy, I get it. Okay? I get it. Ben did try to kill Will, and I understand that, you know, she's a mother, she's thinking like a mother, and that's her instincts is to protect her children and stuff like that and be protective of her children. So, on that note, I get that. It still doesn't mean it wasn't annoying as hell to sit there and watch. And by the way, before I continue, when I do these videos, and I am positive or I'm negative or whatever, I will give you my all, my truth. And if it's good, that's great. If it's bad, that's just how I feel about the episode. And, you know, I may come across as like negative sometimes in the review, but that's just because I'm a fan of it and I actually want to be better than what it is, and I'm not going to like every single episode. I don't think anyone is. So I don't want you know, people to sit there and be like, oh, this is a bad review because yours really negative and stuff like that. It's like, no, I was just honest. And I hope that people would understand. Alright, let's continue because I gotta be honest, it really wasn't that much. So yeah, she went on Ben or whatever, and then she started with Allie, doing her usual, being manipulative, you know, you have to sit there and, you know, raise the baby. I don't want Rafe to be the child. I don't want Rafe to be the father. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie. Skip. No, fuck it. I'm just gonna go to the end. She convinced Rafe to not be the father of Allie's baby. And I gotta be honest with you. If I'm being honest, I didn't really have a dog in this race. You know, like, they're both good people. Like, Will and Rafe are both good people. So it's like, it's not like, you know, Rafe isn't going to be father. It's going to just destroy this child's life. Like, Will and Sonny are great parents. So, like, you know. And plus, I gotta be really honest with you about this, because the way I look at it is that Allie's young, and at any point in time, if she decides to change her mind, that's going to be heartbreaking for Rafe or for Will and Sonny, you know? Because, again, what Eric said, it still holds true, you know? At some point, she's going to have to come back to Salem. Her family lives in Salem. What's going to happen when she grows up? When he or she grows up? You know, like, how are you going to sit there and deal with that? And, of course, she can always change her mind again. And it's going to be heartbreaking if she does, for Will and Sonny or for Rafe. So, you know, at this point, I'm still, like, not 100% about this whole, her adopting, you know, her giving her baby up to adoption towards those two. I was sitting there and say I'm partly so angry about this episode that I said, fuck it. I was gonna drink out the bottle, but to be honest, I drank out the bottle anyway, so yeah, fuck it. What else happened? So yeah, Sammy convinced, Rafe to, not be part of, not accept the child. Something along the lines of, if you ever loved me, if you ever cared about me, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm not a Sammy fan. I don't know, she puts me, the sad thing is that I want to be a Sammy fan, okay? I want to be a Sammy fan. When I heard that she was coming back, I was hyped. I was like, okay, so this is the girl that, comes in a room and kind of fucks shit up. This should be interesting, but I gotta be honest, ever since she came back, she's been fucking shit up, but also she's just been being annoying and just like nasty and mean and rude. And yes, I know Carly has that impression on a lot of people, and one day I will actually do a comparison to like both of them because I feel like they have some similarities. And I also feel like I'm being kind of biased, if I'm being honest, about Carly. But ever since she came back, it's just been like one giant headache. So her whole, if you ever loved me, if you ever did this, it's like, how? Like, I just don't understand how anybody would actually want to be with her. Which is sad because in this episode, Lucas came across as the most sane, as like the second sanest person in this whole episode between those two. And I was like, wow. At first I didn't like Lucas because he came across as this helicopter parent, but like when you compare him next to Sammy, it's like, wow, you are so much more reasonable. I mean, granted, he was being really reasonable and just like really chill, but like I feel like even on a normal day, even his extreme isn't like on her level. And yeah, fuck it, I need another drink. Alright, so let's get to the other act that annoyed me. I know I'm smiling and laughing now, but like, this shit really irked me earlier to the point where I was just on my phone and be like, oh god, I need this shit to be over with. And let me explain why. So, Sierra. Now, okay, I'm trying to be like lenient and flexible a little bit because I have to sit there and think of this as like, okay, the love of her life, just been an explosion, she is heartbroken, she is scared, she's having all these emotions go through her. Okay, I get that. So when she comes over to Claire's house and she's like, you planted the bomb, I'm like, first of all, I was irked out by it for a couple of reasons. First of all, she just came in and started yelling and screaming and everything like that in somebody else's house, and I'm like, okay, but I was like, okay, fine, whatever, she's emotional, okay, cool, I can let that go. But then she's like, you planted the bomb, you didn't like him, yada yada yada, you've been trying to destroy me for a while, and blah 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 blah. Now her mom is like right there, and I'm just sitting there thinking, her mom is there. I felt like they like, she's literally standing there doing absolutely jack shit while her daughter is literally getting yelled at, screamed at, accused of horrible things, and the mother is just standing there like, and I'm just like, wow, you are a terrible, terrible, terrible parent. And then Sean comes in there, and Sean tries to calm her down at one point, but she's just not having it. She's just in full temper tantrum mode, Sierra. And I'm trying to like understand her, and the other part of me is just like, I am so over her yelling and screaming. I just need this episode to be over with because you are just annoying the living hell out of me. And yes, I understand. Okay, I understand it from 2 points. Okay, so before anybody decides to like try to rip me a new one in the comment section, I understand it from 2 points. I understand from a story point of view, she's upset, she's a wreck, her husband, she doesn't know what's going on with that. So I get it, okay? I get it from a story point of view. From a fan's point of view, and just from a person that's just sitting there listening to it, I'm not gonna lie, it got irritating as hell. And that's pretty much where I stand on it. Yeah, so she's just going off. Sean tries to calm her down at one point. Her mother literally, because at one point she tries to lunge at her daughter, okay? Sean and Bella's daughter. This girl tries to lunge at your daughter, and at this point you would think, hey, you know what? Parent instincts, it's going to kick in, and we're going to be like, alright, we're going to defend our daughter. But no. She only says something close to end when Sierra's like, okay, you're going to come down to the police station and you're going to confess everything that you did. And that's the only time that Bella was like, well, you have no proof. You know, she's not going anywhere, you don't have any proof. So, what happens at that point? She continues on with her rant. They continue standing there like a bunch of idiots. I didn't even sit there and write anything at this point because I was like, you know what? I'm just going to remember it off the top of my head. Fuck it. So anyway, she leaves with this veiled threat of, like, I'm gonna get you or some shit like that. And you would think the parents would do anything. But, no, just complete and utter fucking failures. Wow. So anyway, she leaves. And then Claire talks to, her parents. And she's like, I didn't do it. And first of all, let's just get this shit out the way. I don't think that she's smart enough to actually plant the bomb. Maybe it's her childlike ways, like her attitude and her demeanor, that just comes across as like, yeah, I don't think that you're like an explosive expert. I get it. And, you know, to be honest, I'm not sitting there ruling it out, but I feel like it's 99% impossible for her to do that. I just don't think she's smart enough. But, you know, she's sitting there talking to her parents or whatever. She's like, I didn't do it. Okay, there's one point. And tell me if this makes any sense. And I'm trying to follow Sierra's logic, but... So at one point, Claire cuts her off because she just needed to. And I was like, thank you, Claire, for shutting up Sierra for like 5 minutes. And she's like, well, why would I do that? Why would I actually plant the bomb when my grandparents and my dad is actually going to be? Like, why would I do that for? And Sierra's like, oh, well, you planted it towards this, you know, towards the exit where you knew we were going to be at. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I understand her logic, but there is such a thing as collateral damage. And no matter how much, let's just sit there and say, I hated someone and I want to get back at them, I wouldn't plant a bomb. Because I feel like there's just too many things that can go wrong. And even though that Claire is technically, I'm going to be honest, a little crazy, I don't think she's stupid. Like, as far as, like she's not as crazy to the point where she'll just plant it and just hope things will go her way. Because she was just sitting there talking, when she was talking to her parents, and her parents were just being stupid. I was like, you know what? This scene felt me in so many reasons, because I was like, when Claire is actually the voice of reason between you two idiots, I know that this whole scene is just so fucked. Oh, okay, and you know what, let's just get to the end of this, because, like, I could just... I think I'm gonna title this shit Review/Rant. No, fuck it. Review/Angry Rant. And before I go, I gotta sit there and say, I haven't been this angry. I haven't been this angry since my first video that I did of Nina. If you ever get a chance, go back, because I really, really go off on her. But yeah, so at the end, and I feel like it's too loud. So at the end, we find out that Ben has been kidnapped. He is in some sort of limo or something, and yeah. There's some parts with Marlene and John, but I gotta be honest, I really didn't care. And it's not so much I didn't care because I don't like them, it's just like, they were just there to be there. They didn't add to the story in any way whatsoever, so it's like, their presence could have just been like, they could have not been there and it would have been the exact same thing. Yeah, so that's gonna actually do it for this, review / angry rant. If you made it this far towards the video, I want to thank everyone who has been watching, who has been commenting, who have been supporting, and I know that sometimes my videos will be come across as negative and whatever, and I know I said this in the beginning, but again, I'm gonna give you the truth. My truth of how I feel about my videos, and I know that not everyone's gonna like it sometimes, but I have to be honest with myself. I can't be one of those reviewers that will say something just to please other people, because I feel like that's just not honest. That's just not who I am. So I can't do that, and I know this review was angry. I know that. I know this review was angry, okay? I cursed a lot, and I didn't say the B word, but I cursed a lot, yeah. But I want to thank people for watching, commenting, liking, the new people, for subscribing and liking my videos and commenting. Thank you so much. This is fun. This is fun. I know that I'm about to watch Bold and the Beautiful next. I know that me being angry and yelling and everything doesn't come across as fun, but I guess that's more of a passionate side, because when you stop and think about it, I wouldn't be so angry if I wasn't so passionate about some of the characters and how the story goes, I just wouldn't simply care. So I hope people could kind of sit there and look at it that way, and not just me just being a dick just to be a dick. I have my moments when I'm a dick. This isn't one of them. Anyway, have a good day, a good weekend. Well, most of y'all watching in the daytime, have a good day. Watching at night, have a good night. Have a good weekend. Be safe, and I will catch you in the next video.